No, man, let's jump into it. Obviously, again, the 11.7 podcast, again, focus on college baseball. Obviously, you guys talk a lot of SEC. Heck, you're right in the heart of SEC country, right? You're in Georgia,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah, just about an hour south of Atlanta.
Okay.
And yeah, obviously we have to spend a good bit of our time on the SEC just because the talent in the SEC is head over heels better than anybody else.
Yeah,
And
well,
I'll have no problem saying that.
yeah, I was going to say, just take a second to plug the show because, again, obviously you guys focus on you and your co-host, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave. It's Dimitri, right? I don't want to leave Dimitri out, but just kind of talk about the show. I'm sure there's a lot of people listening, tuning in that don't really even know what 11.7, like what it references. I mean, if you're not really a college baseball person, you're like, what in the world would that mean? But just the overall podcast, kind of the subject matter and how you got started with it. I'm curious, how did it come up for you?
Yeah, so I graduated and played baseball at Mercer University, just an hour south of Atlanta. And when I graduated, I was like, man, I wish there was a way that, I could get some college baseball information, not by scouts, just by normal people. I had a couple friends that were into college baseball and we would talk every once in a while. And so 2018 rolled around and I was like, shoot, I'm going to start a podcast and just talk and see how it goes or whatever. And so me and my best friend since I was 8 years old, James Barry, started it. And first couple episodes, and Chris, you've been through this too, probably had like 15 listeners, 20 listeners.
Yeah. You got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere. And we're like, should we shut this down? And we're like, no, we're having fun.
Right.
So about 3 weeks in the season, one day I looked at the podcast ratings and we were the #1 college baseball podcast. And I was like, no way. And I looked and we had like 650 listeners for that one episode. And I was like, holy crap, James, we might be onto something. And so kind of how we got the name was 11.7. We wanted something unique to Division I college baseball. And if you're not aware, that's how many scholarships were allotted, even though I think personally it needs to be at least double. Double.
That's 11.7 is absurd.
It's for 35 guys.
It's ridiculous.
Like, it's just unbelievable. But so we wanted to make it like a lighthearted show where we're not talking numbers, we're not crunching numbers, we're just visualizing the game, seeing what's going on and talking about it because we both had Division I baseball experience. And it's kind of grown into something. I mean, obviously it's not huge or anything, but we're getting about 2,000, 2,500 downloads an episode. And I think it's cool just because we got our own little community in there of players, former players, and parents that just sit back and listen to us just ramble on about, what umpire was the worst on the weekend or, talking about certain ejections or walk-on baseball players. It's just the little things that we do that kind of separates us, I guess.
Yeah, and like I said, I feel like you guys have probably found a really great niche because, again, no disrespect to the guys at like D1 Baseball. Again, Kendall
they do
and
a
Aaron.
Great job.
Yeah, Kendall and Aaron I both had on my show, and we'll plan on having them back on again. But, again, it's kind of like with what I do with the South kind of content. It's like people just want to be able to say just like you're having bar talk, just dudes hanging out like you're hanging out in the clubhouse. You know what I mean? So I definitely think you guys have done a great job because obviously I tune in, I've listened to shows. Have you guys dropped the podcast, by the way, breaking down the backyard baseball characters and what schools they go to?
We have not, but that's going to be on tonight's episode.
That's
going to be on tonight's episode.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of debate stirred up from that.
Let me ask you this, Chris. If there was a backyard baseball character that committed to South Carolina, who would it be?
Well, let me pull up the graphic so I can reference because I want to.
I have an idea.
I will say this: I guess I tried to take the easy way out when I said that. Hold on, let me get it pulled up. What's the? Here we go. When I said Pablo Sanchez gave me like Adrian Morales vibes, but I feel like that's just such a cop out. I looked at it and I was trying to think. I was like, which character would it be?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, honestly, like maybe Ahmed Khan. I don't know.
I was going to say Ahmed Khan is one, but there was one that I saw and I was like, who's just like a fundamentally sound player that's not going to do anything spectacular, not going to be a first-round draft pick, but is going to produce.
Dude, honestly, Ernie Steele gives me JBJ vibes.
1,000%.
Great minds.
That was it.
Minds?
That was it. I was like, who's going to be patrolling center field, probably a third or fourth round draft pick, and is going to make an impact in the major leagues? And I was like, Ernie Steele.
Dude, Jackie Raleigh Jr. is Ernie Steele. Ernie Steele is Jackie Raleigh Jr.
1,000%. I mean, that was as easy as it could be.
Yeah, you have it for the podcast now.
Yeah.